Welcome everyone to another episode of the Shots Podcast featuring myself, Gaz Choudhry, and the two champions, just fresh off winning the Champions Cup. Matt Scott, top right, Jake Williams, bottom right. How you guys doing?
Good. There's no complaints over here. I mean, I'm guessing Jake's doing pretty well. I just landed in Michigan 2 days ago, feeling good, visiting my mom. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm in Milwaukee right now doing the podcast abroad right now, so feels good to be back in America. Feels good, the air is just better here. You know what I mean?
Where's your Make America Great Again hat?
I don't have one of those.
I thought you were on the Kanye
because I think America's always great no matter what, so I don't think there needs to be an again. I just think it's
If there was anybody that would rock one of those hats, it would be Jake.
Oh my God! Now
Hey, we need to get some Make Wheelchair Basketball Great Again hats.
Now you're up stuff on air to try to knock me down now. Nobody believes you right now.
You're the Kanye West of wheelchair basketball, Jake.
I don't think that's true at all. I mean, I don't even know what that means right now. Do I interrupt people when they talk about their acceptance speech? I mean, I don't know.
No, I do know that he loves Taylor Swift. That's for sure.
Hey, Taylor Swift. I mean, she's an icon. I mean, what can you say? I mean, don't act like you don't know the words to every song. Come on now.
And you'd wife up a girl like
you're the one that said you like that new James Smith album. So I mean,
wow.
Is it not fire?
Your exact words were that. Oh, that's fire.
Oh,
it is.
wow.
I don't care if he wears dresses. It's a nice album.
Hey, Matt, who's this Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Oh man, come on!
What's going on? What is this?
That's garbage music.
Tekashi 6ix9ine.
He's got like rainbow hair.
Yeah, and this guy called XXXTentacion.
Oh, he's actually good.
Is he?
Yeah, he's good.
Is he legit?
He's got some off the court. He's got some he's got some other issues though. He's like R. Kelly.
We're gonna have to do like a Shots podcast playlist and put it up.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I listen to nothing but the hits.
Anything but Drake.
All Jake listens to
anything but Drake.
Country.
Hey, not everything I listen to, but Drake. But all you listen to is Drake, and he needs to worry about his basketball team getting swept out of the playoffs by the GOAT instead of getting into fights with Kevin Perkins.
Hey, MJ's not playing. MJ's not playing. Come on now. Hang on. I got a rep.
No,
that's
Michael
the team
Jackson
the GOAT played for.
That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful to
team
bring up
the GOAT
Michael Jackson's
for.
name like that. What? Why are you wearing a Goober ass Bulls hat?
That's the team the GOAT played for.
No, LeBron's on the Cavaliers right now.
Yeah, so he's not the GOAT.
That's a good point.
LeBron's on the Cavaliers right now. I mean,
he's only just passing up Kobe, maybe.
I can't even talk to you right now. I can't even talk to you right now.
I can't have a conversation with anybody that doesn't think that LeBron James is the best player to ever play.
Really?
Kobe's not even the greatest Laker of all time. So I mean, if you can't even be the greatest on your team, you can't be the greatest ever.
That's because no one has played for the Cavs ever, apart from LeBron.
Okay. Well, I'm
Craig
saying
Elo,
the best ever out of all the players.
Ron Mercer.
Kobe's what?
Well, Craig Elo and Ron Harper rather, not Ron Mercer. Like that's who Cavs had before.
I don't even know who those guys are.
Exactly.
They're no bad boys of the '90s or nothing, but
they're no Milwaukee Bucks of the '70s.
You have to go way back.
1971. Kareem.
He wasn't even Kareem. You didn't even have Kareem. You had Lou Alcindor.
Hey, Lou Alcindor. Some say that's the better of the Cinders.
Oh my God.
Let's break into it. What are we
so wheelchair basketball. So, like I said, again, congrats on winning the German title and the Champions Cup. You guys did the double. Amazing performance. Yeah, man. Give us your thoughts. You guys are the champs.
Jake?
My thoughts are, it's just a testament of how hard we worked throughout the year, I think. We had a lot of practices. Twice a day and, on top of lifting and cardio and all that. And, some of the stuff got kind of tedious after a while, but, it just happened to come together at the right time. So I think it's just a testament of how hard we worked as a team and how well we interact and how well we bond as a team as well.
both on and off court too. I mean, I think it was just the progression. I mean, I think that we had times that we were really playing our best ball, and then we had times where we had a little bit of stagnation as well. But I think throughout the year we just sort of molded the game that we wanted to play. I mean, I think we had some great individual players, but I think we sort of molded that together into a style that not many teams could really handle. You know, I thought that was awesome. I'm really, really proud of that because being part of a team that took down Ill Union's no joke, man. Like they're
a great team.
I mean, that's a tremendous team. I mean, everybody that I've spoken to after the game, I've done nothing but praise that team. I mean, they're made up of some huge guys, a great shooter in Terry Bywater. I mean, they're tough to take down, and for us to beat them the way we did, I mean, we're just proud, man. We're just proud that we were able to stand up to them and take the crown.
Did you guys expect it to be so lopsided in the final or in the whole Final Four?
No, not really. I mean, like I told Matt going into that tournament, I said I don't think we're going to beat we're not going to beat Londale by 30. So we gotta be on we gotta be on it and everything. And it just happened to turn out we beat them by a bunch. And then at Ill Union, I was like, we're definitely not going to beat them by a lot. It's going to be a dogfight, and a few things just bounced our way, and I think it could have gone either way, but I'm just happy that we came out on top.
I think so. Here's the thing: is that you kind of think in your head, okay, we just beat Londale by 30 plus the week before, but we knew that we were going to see a different Londale. They're going to have a different strategy. They have great leadership. They've got excellent talent, and so we were preparing for a dogfight, like Jake said. We're always preparing for a dogfight because we sort of suck when we think we're going to whoop somebody's ass. I'll say that that's a very honest criticism of our team is that when we're like, yeah, we're going to beat them, we're horrible.
Yeah, for sure.
When we prepared ourselves to like, okay, this team is, they've got guns, they've got this guy, they've got that guy, and we prepare ourselves mentally and physically. We're ready to go when we play our best. When we come out kind of nonchalant and smiling and joking, which we sometimes we do, we don't get the results that we want.
Yeah.
So interesting you said, about the training and everything else, because, I mean, all of us are going through that, almost all teams, and you guys have been part of teams. Do you think there was anything different this year? Like, what would you say that separated you guys in terms of the other teams you guys have been part of and why you felt it came together so well? Is there something, what is it? Is there something that you can put your finger on?
Maybe there's multiple things, but the thing that I saw that made this team so special is that we got along right away. I think team chemistry is super important, man. It doesn't matter how many great guys you put on a team. Sometimes it's just not a conducive atmosphere to play ball in. Let's take away from a completely separate thing. Let's look at the NBA and let's look at like Oklahoma, for example. They got some great players and they got bounced out of the first round. They I think that was a big disappointment. And I think that there's been
bums.
Yeah, I mean they were bummed. But I think there's been examples like that in wheelchair basketball all over the place with tremendous talented teams that underachieve. So
okay, well, yeah, we didn't get along right away because multiple people have said they didn't like me. Alex said that he didn't like me because I didn't say hi to him every single day because that's I don't know, European thing or something. Yeah, I have to go up and have a
I think it's a normal thing
to
say hello
if
to
I
people.
see you every day, if I see you every day, we have a good enough relationship that I don't have to say hi to you every day. Like I don't say hi to Matt every single day. I'm just like, hey.
That's because I know you and that's because I know that you're a jackass.
I don't think so. I think it's a cultural thing. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it just wasn't me. And then Jiska said she didn't like me right away. We didn't. I mean, she didn't even talk to me till like January at least. So I mean, and that's two of the starters that didn't like me. And I'm a good guy. I like me. So
I'm talking about our team chemistry on court. Like when we got on court, we did exactly what we need to do. I'm not talking about people thinking that you're a good guy.
Well, you said off the court, so that's part of the off the court. You said we got along right away, and
Maybe
that's probably not true.
Maybe because they all liked me.
That's true. They all like you right away. That's true. See, it's just the opposite. They like you right away, and then they don't like you, and then they don't like me, and they like me.
Who doesn't like me?
I don't like you.
I mean, that's just you.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So I think that was one of the things, is that the chemistry on court was great. I think that we sort of saw the things that we could accomplish if we really, really worked hard for it. And it was cool to kind of watch it all unfold, man. I mean, we had some ups, where like we came to Milan and took down Galatasaray, had a good game against you guys, and qualified for the next round. We had some downs where we got smacked in the mouth in the Pokal tournament.
And Kent too.
Yeah. Oh, and in Kent, I don't really consider that a down, if I'm being honest, man. I mean, now the season's over. I mean, it didn't affect us at all, really.
Well, no, but I mean, I don't know. It was still a game.
A loss sucks. I mean, it did suck, but I mean, in the grand scheme of things, it didn't affect us at all.
No, I mean,
it
affected them. I mean, it affected the whole tournament because they got in and Gal didn't, and then we get accused of tanking. So I mean, it actually affected this podcast. It actually affected the podcast because that was the pilot episode. So
yes, it was.
You're absolutely right. If we would have lost to Cantu, I'm not sure that I would be on the podcast. No, because I wanted to clear the air. I'm not even joking. Because I wanted to clear the air. I wanted people to hear, from me, especially because I was one of the people who I don't think I played extremely well.
Yeah.
I can't speak for you. I can't speak for anybody else on the team. But we didn't lose that game on purpose.
No, absolutely not. So thank you, Ian Sagar, for creating the podcast, basically.
Ian Sagar is the truth. He's got a book, by the way.
Yeah, go buy Ian Sagar's book. I don't know if he's got the English translation, though, so unless you speak Italian, I think...
Buy it anyway.
Yeah.
Buy it anyway.
Yeah. Learn Italian.
If you're listening, can we please get the English version? I really want to read it, and I can't read Italian. And I can't read English that well, but please get the English version.
You need an audio book, but you won't understand what Ian's saying.
Man.
So apart from you guys just having such a dominating weekend, the weekend wasn't without its kind of absurdities that happen in this sport. And one of the main ones that people have been saying, one of the main ones people have been talking about is the 16-point All-Star team that was selected that you couldn't actually field. I know Jake made that All-Star team. From my personal opinion, I'm not sure. For me, I know we've had this conversation before, but I would have had you, Matt Haluski, and Jake, and then try to make the points work. To have not three of the best players on the best team that won by so much, that played as well as they did, it didn't make sense to me. I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on that and how this format is. It doesn't make sense. The voting's apparently done before the final. There's all these things that people have kind of looked at. I don't know what you guys think.
I feel like it's impossible for me to comment on it without sort of seeming salty, but I'm completely not. I actually don't care because we came and we got exactly what we wanted to do.
Yeah.
I'm super happy for Jake, man. He played awesome.
Yeah.
And he deserved every bit of it. But any shine that he would have got on the All-Star team directly came to us as well. I mean, it's just a testament of how we played together, and how we helped him and how he helped us. I mean, like a lot of people, I think that they got the All-Star team wrong. Who knows who should have been on it, but I don't think that particular five was All-Star material. But for many reasons, I mean, you got three guys on the All-Star team that just lost the game by like 30.
Yeah.
30 plus. And it's like, it's
okay. So here's my thing about the All-Star team, and I was on it. Personally, if I'm being completely honest, I don't really care about the awards. I don't really care about being on the All-Star team. I will say that it's obviously very, flattering to be named to All-Star teams, but I enjoy whenever I'm named to an All-Star team, I like the respect that I'm given by my peers, by other good players, by other good coaches. That means more to me than the actual award. So I look at it kind of that way. But as far as like the points thing, I mean, if the goal is to have a legal point lineup, obviously they dropped the ball on that.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't have a one-pointer on there. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, the Twins are fours anyway, so whatever.
Yeah, and I mean,
they are. Hey, if anybody doesn't think the Twins are fours, they're crazy.
Shots.
So anyway,
Shots.
They are. They are.
So,
they're severely underclass. Severely.
Yeah. Obviously, Terry, the Twins, Sagar, and myself. Obviously, we're all good players, and we can all play.
Well, at that level, everyone's a good player. I think everyone
for sure. But obviously, if the goal is to have a legal lineup, 14 or 14 and a half, I don't really know which it is, then they obviously dropped the ball. And by not including a one-pointer on there, I mean, I don't know if that's disrespectful to the one-pointers. Maybe they didn't feel comfortable voting for them. I don't know. I don't know how the voting was done, but somebody dropped the ball if there's this much controversy on it.
Well, I think it's like the coaches that vote. Like we had last year's European Championship, the All-Star team equaled 10.5 points.
Oh wow!
See, that's
so they had three. They had 2 1-pointers, 1 1.5, and 3 and a 4.
But here's the thing about All-Star teams is Jake said something that was that sort of sparked this thought is it's really awesome to be recognized by your peers and the good the other coaches alongside of that. But at the same time, I feel like it's all about that rapport that you have with them. I don't even know if it's recognition because they won't recognize you if they don't have a rapport with you. If they don't like you, Gaz Choudhry, you're not going to get voted for.
No, for sure.
And that could stem from so many things, and it has nothing to do with the tournament that we just played in. It could stem from you playing them all year and you just waxing them, or them not liking them not liking your
an ex-coach or whatever.
Anything. They don't like the way that you handle yourself personally or whatever it is. And I just think that sort of I don't know what word I'm looking for, but I feel like you have to have like a rapport with some of those coaches and players sometimes to get that vote, and I think that's pretty garbage because that has nothing to do with performance.
Yeah, I hear that. Because I mean, there isn't a set criteria either, right? So like, there isn't even like I don't even know what people consider. So like, I remember speaking to you, and at the previous round in the quarterfinals, I remember saying to you like, I can't remember the full All-Star team, but when I got voted in at the last one, and I remember saying, I don't think I deserve that because my team finished 4th, and my rationale is the aim is to qualify. So personally, so for me, I always, my bias is that I always, team success I put as number 1, and it's sort of 70% of it.
Right.
So if the goal was to qualify for a tournament, first was Champions Cup, and then the second was Vagowan. And my team didn't do any of that. Clearly, no matter what I did, isn't All-Star worthy. Because if you're an All-Star, to me, if you're an All-Star, especially in a non-winning team that didn't win the whole thing, you have dragged your team to an achievement they wouldn't have achieved.
But here's where it differs, is because I disagree with you. I think that you deserve that All-Star 5 because you played awesome. Your performance was great. You scored. You carried the load for your team, and you had an All-Star caliber tournament. I think that wasn't the case in Champions Cup. I think that those people that were voted in didn't have All-Star like tournaments, and I don't think that they shouldered the load or even. I don't think it was All-Star caliber.
Well, it wasn't even to points. So clearly, multiple people dropped multiple balls in that scenario.
Yes, I agree. They just goofed it all up, man.
We were just fumbling. There were stone hands all over the place.
They got some of it right though. I mean, those, like Jake said, I mean everybody on there is extremely talented.
Yeah, like they were world class players.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Terry's one of the best shooters in the world. Ian Segar, come on, man, that guy is unbelievable. Yeah. Obviously, they got Jake in there. They did some things right.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know if you guys got anything. We can move on. The other thing that came out after this year's European Championship is the first time ever. Now the Spanish league is the best league in Europe, overtaken from Italy, based on the points that teams accumulate over the European competitions.
So what is the list then?
So the list is, I think at the moment, L'Union's 1, Cantu is 2, Londil is 3.
No, I think
you're 3, Londil is 4, Gala is 5, Hamburg is 6.
No,
Besiktas is 6. Right? No, Gala, because they won the Gala.
Because Gala has won it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, so I think Gala. I'm not sure. I think Gala's 5, Hamburg 6, Besiktas 7, Albacete is 8. I can't remember who the 9.
As a host, for not having this information in front of you, that's Goober.
It is a bit of a Goober move, but you got to remember the time difference is kicking my butt right now.
That makes sense.
That is true, man. Yeah. This whole international podcast.
Yeah, 3 time zones right now.
Yeah, man, exactly. Eastern time zone over here.
And then
okay.
Anyway.
So I got the list. It's L'Union 1, Cantu 2, Turina 3, Londil 4, Besiktas 5, Gala 6, Hamburg 7, Albacete 8, Bilbao 9, the Oldham Owls 10.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think, and across all of the teams, I think it's like 60 plus teams that competed in European competition. That all the points get accumulated. So now,
who was number 10?
Number 10 is the Oldham Owls.
Oh, shout out to Greg.
Yeah, Greg and Martin Edwards.
When are we gonna do an episode where we talk about like the up and comers, man? That dude.
Yeah, soon in the summer.
That dude's good.
No doubt.
Dude's good.
Well, I don't even know if he's an up and comer. He's arrived, I think.
I mean, yeah, but he's still young, so you can still kind of put him in that.
Yeah.
You can still kind of put him in that category.
Well, he got MVP at the Junior Worlds too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, he beat our juniors pretty good.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that kid's fun to watch, man.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. So Oldham Owls were 10. Martin Edwards. They're coached by Dan Johnson, who's phenomenal. Been in the game a long time. He's actually the guy that Schulte hit the. Well, he missed the lay. Dan Johnson's the one who missed the layup that led to that Schulte shot in Sydney.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Jake, that might be before you were born.
I didn't know that. If I'm being honest, I didn't know.
Jake won't watch wheelchair basketball before 2016.
That's not true. Again, that's not true. Man, that's the second time you're trying to get me in trouble on here, man.
2014 then.
No, I got hurt in 2008. So really my knowledge only stems from, then on, I guess. And so anything before that's kind of out of my realm of knowledge.
Fair enough. But yeah, so what do you guys think about that? Like Germany is still third, I think, officially. Do you think that's a fair reflection of how the leagues are, or you think the EuroLeague?
How are the points allocated?
It's to do with your success in the European competition. So I think depending on your qualifications, how many teams end up in what comp. So I think the Spanish teams, Bilbao made the final of Agawan, Gran Canaria, and actually I got the prediction right. Jake, Sheffield got it done. They made the final of the Willie Brinkman.
So Spain has 3 in the top 10. Germany has 2 then, and Italy has
3. 1. No, Germany has 3 as well.
Germany has 3. Yeah, true. And Turkey has 2, and Italy only has 1. So you said Italy was top league before this year?
Yeah, this is the first year after all those accumulation of points that they've been overtaken. I think it's kind of filtered down.
Well, I think they've been overtaken as a league before this, but I think the main reason for that is because the 2 Italian rule is doing them no favors in the fact that you have to play, and then you can only have 1 foreigner on their team also. So that kind of
you mean 1 non-European?
No. Just one person outside of the EU.
Okay. That's what it is. Yep. So I think that kind of I mean, there's still a big pool of players to choose from, but I think that kind of it weakens the talent pool that in which they have to choose from, especially the two Italian that you have to play. I mean, you two have played in Italy, so you can speak on it better. But you have to play two at the same time or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Cantu's still doing all right. They made it to the Final Four.
Of course. I mean, they're number 2 on the list, but I mean, I think, but they're the only ones.
I don't really have much of an opinion on this list because I don't really know how it affects me. Like, so there's this list, but like, what does it?
I think it makes a difference to qualifications. So like, so we're fortunate, like we're playing for clubs that are, in the top 10 in Europe. So we're always going to be in the Champions Cup pool. But I think for guys like American guys that want to sign for teams that want to. If you got an option to play in Italian league or Spanish league or German league, the fact that more Spanish teams have more points means that they'll have more of an opportunity to play in those European competitions as well.
Okay,
but it affects the qualifications. But how many of those teams? Obviously, the top teams are going to go to Champions League, but how many of those teams are just going to go down a level? Like I felt that Bilbao should have been in our qualifier, and they would have qualified. I mean, they beat El Union, they beat Galatasaray. Like, they are a very good squad, but they're sitting at EuroLeague 1 still. And so, how many of those teams are really gonna? So, how many of those top 10 teams are really gonna make the Champions League? Because that would be a really good tournament if all of those actually came.
But that's what the accumulation of points is. I think Bilbao, because they didn't have great teams for years and years and years, they didn't have those points accumulated. Now they do.
For sure. But
so that's how it makes a difference.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, I think that, if all of those top 10 teams went to Champions League next year, then I think it would be a great tournament all the way around, and you wouldn't have it being so lopsided and everything like that, and you wouldn't have teams tanking. So, I mean, I my hope is that happens.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good show.
I mean, I'm just saying, man.
I have no passion in that. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, man. Man, I hate teams that tank, man. I hate teams that tank. Unless you're in the NBA, I mean,
the process.
There's no first-round draft pick. I mean, there's no first-round draft pick that you get for tanking a championship.
No, but it does make a difference for guys that want to come out, like the sort of young guys that want to play. They may sign for a team that's not in Europe. They don't know anything about it, and they're missing out on a huge kind of opportunity there.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And that is cool that there's been sort of a shift in power. I think that Spain deserves it. I mean, they've had
absolutely.
Before this year they've had back-to-back Champions Cup winners. So I think they sort of deserve that. Plus, I mean, you guys are that's a heavy league. I mean, Albacete is a tough team. Bilbao's a tough team. Yeah. That's a heavy league for sure. Whereas I feel like sometimes having played in the German league and the Italian league, I think the Italian league was more of a 2-league team, and the league that I just played in Germany, that was more of like a 3-league team. Yeah,
but I mean, the first year you were there was a 3-league team because, well, three and a half.
You're right.
Because Championship, like that year when you guys were in the playoffs, you guys were competitive.
Yep.
I mean, I think you took a game off us at our place.
Yeah, exactly.
And we won the title. I think that's the last time the Italian league has any kind of had any surprises where it was more than 2 teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Moving on. What I don't know what else we're going to talk about. This time zone is really kicking my ass.
Jake got his Goober. Jake got his Goober of the week.
Goober of the week.
Yeah. I mean, hold on. Before I do that, let me plug one of my old teammates. Ryan Wright just started a GoFundMe. He needs a new basketball wheelchair, and I've seen his wheelchair. It rattles. It's rusted, So if you are rich like Gaz Choudhry, please go into Ryan's GoFundMe and donate some money to get him a new basketball wheelchair. So look
at my bling. Ryan, it's like wood and string, dude. There ain't no wealth over here.
Yeah.
Did you share it on your Facebook or something?
No, I did.
Oh, I'm sure you don't care that much about it.
I'm sharing it live. I'm not active on.
Where's the link?
I'm sharing it live.
Hey yo, I'll donate if he's buying an RGK.
Nobody wants an RGK.
Everyone wants an RGK.
Nobody wants an RGK.
Bro, come on.
Hashtag elite. Elite.
Hey, you got your own
RGK.
teammates. You got Phil in a Performax, man. Even your own teammates are in a Performax.
Stop it.
All the current gold medalists are pushing Performax.
Stop it. Stop it. Actually, we are going to do an episode on wheelchairs in a while. In one of the episodes, we're going to have to go into it.
I think we should. I mean, but obviously that's tough because you never pushing a Performax and I never pushed an RGK.
I played in Brian's chair for like a warm-up.
Congratulations.
That shit turned. I'll tell you that. He's got a steering wheel on his chair.
And I've got some serious bias, man, because Performax is always taking care of me. I honestly think that they have the best equipment in the world, but I haven't tested all the equipment in the world.
Yeah, and I feel very similar about RGK. So
exactly.
Shout out all the chair manufacturers.
So wait, so are we ousting the Goober right now? Is that what
no.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Here we go. Let's get ready.
All right. So Goober of the week. Now that the season's wrapped up and everything, I got some grievances a little bit. So it's gonna be a two-parter, and they're both gonna be coaches. The first one is the coach of a very well-known German team. After they beat us the first time in the regular season this year, he had an interview with Rolt magazine, and he was doing his interview while drinking a beer. And I don't know how you felt, Matt, but I felt like he was disrespecting our team. It was just a regular season win. It meant a lot to them, I'm sure, but in the grand scheme of the Danes, it didn't really mean a lot. And I thought that was very disrespectful. As a coach, having a beer in the interview, I just felt that was, that was a little like, come on, man, really?
And then what's your second part?
My second one is, and my second one happened this past weekend. I had never seen this before while I was playing, but the game was stopped by El Union's coach to measure Vahid's wheelchair, and obviously it was legal. So I think he wanted to stop a run or something like that, and so I thought that was kind of like just take a timeout then. Like I thought that was kind of a bad look for the sport. I feel like, like I said, I had never been a part of it, so I didn't know what was happening until the end. But I mean, I just thought that was kind of gooberish.
I mean, if I could step in, man, I think that was. I think that was extra goobery, man. Like that's not Goober of the week. Like that's Goober of the month. Like honestly, like what are you doing, man? Like that was. I just think that was a really low thing to do. Just because it's almost taking a personal shot at Vahid. Like any type of allegations, it's almost like Vahid is Vahid cheating? Yeah. No, he's not cheating. He's a very very honorable player. He didn't need to be put up on a jury like that.
Exactly.
And the guy's losing by more than 30 points in the fourth quarter. Like what was that accomplishing? I just didn't really get it, man. That was really it was a shameful, like a desperate act, and I was just like, what are you doing? Like why did you do that? And like I said, I just felt more bad for Vahid because it's like I feel like it's more of a allegation type thing.
Yeah, they singled him out. So I mean, and I love Vahid, and I thought that was wrong, obviously.
Yeah. So I don't really think there's any place for that, man. Let the refs do the game. If there's something wrong with chairs and stuff, we get measured up before games and before tournaments and stuff like that. If there's something wrong, let the refs sort it out. I thought it was an ugly move, man.
Yeah, it was an inconsequential move too. Like you were saying, they were down so big. The game was done, and that point of Jake saying like it's such a bad look for our sport in that kind of with that kind of level of exposure that the sport's getting. It's one of the big tournaments of the year. It's the second biggest tournament of the year, short of the World Championships. Right. And if someone's watching that, then the question is, people cheat in this sport?
Exactly.
And it's that's not a good look. That's not.
Nah, I didn't think it was good. And as for the first part of your Goober of the week, I hope he enjoys his beer. Hell of a season, man. Nice job.
I mean, to be fair, they did win one cup off of us.
So did he drink the beer in the regular season or in the Pokal? When was this interview?
This was in the regular season.
Yeah,
if it was in the poll call, I have nothing to say. And I would have nothing to say once you win a championship on how you celebrate. I'm in not the business of critiquing someone else's celebration. But in the regular season, I saw that and I was like, really, man? Okay, but you have to see us again at like 5-6 times. So okay, I mean,
yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was the most tasteful thing, but I mean. Celebrate however you're going.
I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Do you think something could be missed culturally? Like, is this a German thing that it maybe wasn't like that? I don't know.
I missed a lot of German things culturally, for sure. However, I will say that our coach has won 2 championships this year, and not one time in the interview did he have a beer in his hand. So, I mean, how culturally is it? I mean, I don't know.
I mean, that's one classy dude, though. That
I love Misha.
That's one classy dude, man.
I love Misha. I still owe him some money. for missing some free throws. I think it's like $20 or something.
Oh yeah.
Like that.
Speaking of which, so when you shot going back to the second Goober of the week, you'd never witnessed this, and I think everyone watching at home who wasn't there probably missed, but we noticed the score didn't move when the technical free throw got taken. What happened?
In and out, man.
Who took the free throw for you guys?
Well, it was a great look.
Well, it was a great look by me, and it was halfway down, then rimmed out. You know what I mean? But to be fair,
somebody opened the door.
Somebody definitely opened the door. But to be fair, Misha psyched me out because at first I asked him, me or Alex, which one of us is going to shoot the free throws.
I said Alex.
And then he said, and Matt didn't believe in me, first of all. No, you don't. And then he first said me, and then he changed to Alex. And then I'm sitting at the free throw line, like looking at him like, me or Alex? And then he's like, oh, you, go. So I was like, okay. And now Matt and Misha are all in my head right now. So,
So you get psyched out on the free throw line.
I got psyched out by my own team. By Mr. Wisconsin and Misha. I mean, I don't know, man. See, I'm not expecting to get psyched out by my own team. I'm expecting to get psyched out by the other team. I'm okay with that. But, like, not by my own team.
Yo, so guys, this weekend, what's going on? You guys got a big tournament.
Yeah, so the Final Four, man. The whole season comes down to this for us is the championship. Spain doesn't have a playoff. So it's literally kind of becomes another cup competition. So we've got a semi-final and then a final.
All right,
we played the fourth.
Yeah,
thanks, man.
You guys are a hell of a squad.
Yeah, it'd be Bilbao and Ilunion are playing each other in the first round, and then we're playing Malaga in the first round, and then the winners of those two play in the final Saturday.
My prediction is team shots. I'm going with team shots.
I like that.
Yeah.
Oh man. Yeah, man. Best of luck to you, man.
Yeah,
if that's live streamed, we should we should put that all that stuff up on the Shots podcast thing.
We will do. So this will be going out the day before or the morning of. So you're watching it just before the tournament kicks off.
Okay, good stuff, man.
Cool. Right, boys. Another episode in the bag. I think the most controversial yet because Jake wasn't passive aggressive.
I mean, wait, what are we talking about? We're talking about
what are you talking about right now?
You talking about the Goober of the week?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I thought.
The season's over. That was just a couple of Goober things that it didn't sit well with me. I don't know why the beer bothered me so much, but it really, really did. I don't know why. Maybe I'm petty. I mean, I don't know.
It's tough to kind of call people. I mean, not necessarily call people out, but it's tough to like sit up here and say something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure. Because we're playing. We're not like Shaq and Charles. Like,
to be fair,
out here not playing no more.
Google me, guys. Google me.
It was. I mean, what are you about to say? It was tough to kind of do these during like playoffs and stuff.
Yeah. But to be fair, I do have respect for both coaches. They're obviously really good coaches. We're just having some fun right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, Goober's playful, right?
Goober's always playful.
Oh, you had another Goober of the week. I'm not gonna say it on air, but you had another.
Oh, can't say that one on there.
All right.
That one doesn't directly affect. That one could affect someone else more than us. So.
And if you got any comments, please slide in our DMs and we'll listen to the questions or whatever you have to say.
I want everyone to slide in the Shots podcast DMs if they have a question or a submission for Goober of the Week. We won't just slide in all cool and calmly. Or
I was talking about the waffler, not the slider.
Waffler. Who are you talking about?
Anyway, we'll talk about this later.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh, so now who's being passive aggressive?
Well, hold it for the next episode. Hold it for the next episode. Stay tuned.
All right, we can't take all our good material. All right.
Right on.